Hello, I'm Lisa Duffy with the CatholicMatch Institute, and welcome to the Lenten reflection video for Monday of Holy Week. You know, as a contributor over the years to the CatholicMatch Institute, I like to write with you in mind, sharing information and funny stories, but most of all, I like to share lessons that I've learned with you over the years. And coming from the School of Hard Knocks, there have been plenty to share. So that's kind of the basis for the reflection today. I'd like to share with you a very personal and very important story with you in hopes that it will help you in your relationships, especially during this last week of Lent. About 21 years ago, I went through a very bitter divorce. It was not something that I wanted, and I fought for my marriage, but in the end, I ended up divorced. So I went through the annulment process several years later and received a decree of nullity. And praise be to God, I have been happily remarried for nearly 14 years. But something amazing happened about 4 years ago today, Monday of Holy Week. And that's what I'd like to share with you. I was checking my email on this afternoon and I saw a Facebook message. And the message said, "Hi Lisa, your ex-husband wants to be friends with you on Facebook." And there was a picture of him with his family and a little note that said, "Hey Lisa, so great to connect with you," or something along those lines. And I was incensed. I felt like I had been slapped across the face. I couldn't fathom how this man who had devastated my life could just kind of gloss over 17 years and just reach out through Facebook and want to be friends. I was very angry, and my husband and I spoke about this later that night. And he said, "Lisa, is it possible that he wants to say I'm sorry? Do you think that that's why he's reaching out?" I said, "Absolutely not. You have no idea what this man did, and there is no way that he is saying I'm sorry. I don't accept that." My older brother, whom I had forwarded the email to as well, he called me and said, "Hey, you know, is it possible he's reaching out because he wants to apologize?" I couldn't believe it. I just thought, don't these people remember what happened to me, what I went through? And I just absolutely wouldn't have any idea of that, that he was trying to say I'm sorry or apologize. I thought it was the most impossible thing that could ever happen. So I sent an email back to my ex-husband, acknowledging his email and just saying, you know, I'm okay, you're okay kind of thing. Within an hour, I received another message from my ex-husband. And in that message, he did apologize. He said, "I'm sorry for everything that I have done." And in the very long message, he proceeded to explain how on Palm Sunday, he had been overcome by grief and emotion over what had happened to us. And that was why he was reaching out. And it was an incredible feeling to receive this apology from my ex-husband, something I never thought was possible. But it also reopened all those wounds. And as I went through Holy Week, I began carrying that very, very heavy cross. And on Good Friday, when I woke up, the cross that I had been carrying was gone. The burden was lifted. And I was able to proceed to Easter Sunday with incredible joy and a forgiveness that I never knew was possible. I had always forgiven him, even right from the start. But here was an entirely new level of forgiveness. And it was through God's grace, prompting him to reach out to me. And God's grace, thank goodness, melting my heart and allowing me to accept that apology that was so important for me to get. So, is there anyone in your life that needs your forgiveness? Is there anyone in your life that is maybe trying to apologize for something, maybe trying to repair or mend the relationship that they have with you. Is that possible? If so, I encourage you to pray for God to give you the grace to melt your heart and to take away the things, the resentment and the bad feelings and the lack of forgiveness that might be there, and open your heart. It's so wonderful to experience true forgiveness, and that can only come from God's grace, but with our cooperation. So as we begin this Holy Week, have no doubt that I'm walking with you in prayer, and I thank you for any prayers you can send my way. And I look forward to our last reflection, Holy Thursday. God bless.